Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the next series that I'll be doing on the channel today, and it's going to be on Terra Invicta. Some of you may know what this game is. It just came out today. It's currently in early access. It's been in beta and demo kind of versions before this. It's built by the developer team who was responsible for Long War, the mod for XCOM Enemy Unknown back in the day, about a decade now ago, and a few years after that. And it's about humanity dealing with aliens and resisting the alien invasion, or not resisting in some cases. More of that story will be unlocked. We will be playing as the Resistance, and I'm going to be kind of playing along. This is going to be the first time I've properly played the game. I've looked at some tutorials, but it's going to be less of me tutorializing like I do with Aurora, and more of me playing and learning, and you guys can help me learn as well, and I can help you guys learn as we continue to play the game. And also, if you like the game, instead of purchasing it, as it does seem like a really cool idea. But let's get underway. There will be a cutscene. I will be skipping that. You guys can watch that. If you do get the game on your own, I'm sure it'll also be out there. But it's just loud, and I'll explain basically the premise, so to speak. All right, let's start. And yes, we're going to start against Resistance. Okay, and here we are in the game. The year is 2022. A UFO has crashed on Earth in Burkina Faso, Africa, and the wreckage is currently unrecoverable, but we suspect an alien life form has escaped into the countryside.
Greetings, Commander. I am pleased to report the Council has appointed...
There we go. We will just stop that for now, but here we go. Burkina Faso, we have an alien UFO crash site. It is currently, as I said, 2022, modern day. It's September 30th, so literally 4 days after this video is being created. And what we have on Earth is everything as you might expect. We have the European Union over here, we have Russia, there's this happening, which might be quite obvious, and then we also have the US and everything else. Pretty much modern day situation, down to some pretty great detail. If we look in the solar system, which is the solar system view, we can see the current solar system, and we will discover more stuff out here right now. Of course, being modern day, we don't really have much available to us. However, we do have the Tiangong space station and the International Space Station. These are both controlled by different factions, and we can kind of show off what these factions are, I believe, over here. Yeah, there we go. So we have the Humanity First, the Initiative, the Servants, the Academy, Project Exodus, and the Protectorate. We are the Resistance. Think of these in different terms. So the aliens are going to come, and they're different extremes in their views of the aliens. So the Servants want to serve the aliens. The Protectorate want to somewhat work with the aliens. The Initiative don't really care. Humanity First wants to murder them all. We want to resist them, but we're not completely genocidal. And it's going to be more and more stuff will be discovered as part of that. How the game works, essentially, at least at the start, is going to be we're trying to control different points of areas, different regions, and gain their resources. Because right now, we start with very few things. We're a small faction, we control no nation right now, and we only have councillors, which you can see here. We have a scientist and we have a politician, and they're both useful for different things. And this is how we influence nations and actions in the game to gain us resources to then do later things. So let's have a look at some of these councillors. So we have a scientist here, Sunita Fitzpatrick, and if we go over to council and we click on her, we should be able to see. So they have various different attributes. These attributes provide various different things. As you can see here, this scientist is providing us with research, so that is providing us with 5.4, and if we go over, that's giving us 0.18 additional research daily. And we'll get into how research works at a later point. Let me just turn down the sound here for a second. Okay, we're back. So yeah, as I was saying, so we have these councillors, right? And they have these different attributes. So this is a scientist. They have these various different things. So science gives science value. It also helps against defending against interest against alien activity, and understanding of the universe, various different things. We have traits, the incomes that they provide, and then also these attributes we'll get into. You can also level them up, obviously with 0 experience, because, well, it's 2022 and it's the start of the game. But we can see here we have wealthy, so we gain some income from our Councillor, and this income is located over here. So we gain 0.48 from Councillor. So we're getting a lot of income actually just from our Councillor here. And then we have Astronomer, which increases our research to space sciences. So that's really nice. And then we have Sociopath, which means that you gain some persuasion, but you lose loyalty. Not great, not bad at all. Then we have various missions. So these missions will allow us to do various things. We'll talk about that at some point, but essentially, different councils will have different missions, so we need various councils to do various things. We then have this politician, Marcos Mesegosa. He's a very good persuasion character. He has some investigation and a good amount of admin, which is okay. We don't know the loyalty yet of these characters, and they can sway their loyalty. He's providing us a lot of money at the moment, actually, because he's rich, which provides monthly income and influence. But he loses some persuasion when he's in nations that are poor. He's an addict, which is not great. Yeah, not great at all. He is Pollyanna, so he has an apparent loyalty set to 25, though we don't really know yet. He has persuasion in nations with common purposes, so nations that are cohesive and unified. He's good with it, and he's also got government recognition. So what do you want to do? Well, the first thing, you need to control these different nations, and these different nations provide you with different resources. So if we click on France here, right? France is in the European Union. It has a bunch of different resources. So this is its monthly research that you get from this. It's military. It has 3 nuclear barrages. So obviously the UK, France, Russia, the US, Israel, Pakistan, potentially Iran, though not yet, North Korea, India, and China all have nuclear weapons. And these nuclear weapons, obviously, we don't want the enemy or other factions to get a hold of them. We want to be in control of the nukes, so to speak. We can see that there's a competitive cohesion. They're in advanced education. We can see their GDP per capita. We can see what they're popular to. So right now, they're mainly popular to cooperating with the aliens. But we want to get that popularity towards us, so with the resistance. We can also see, how much money they're making, their GDP total, and all this kind of stuff. These are our councillors over here, and what we want to do is we want to take control of regions and territories to gain benefits. And so when we take control, we gain access to what they're doing. So France over here has this boost, which is for satellites and low Earth orbit stuff. UK doesn't have any of it, but has a lot more has some research capacity. And we need to decide which kind of nation we want to go for and which region, so US or whatever. And you need to make a decision on where you're going to consolidate your efforts. And I've decided that we're going to try and do the European Union. So if you see over here, France is part of the EU, so is a bunch of other nations. UK unfortunately isn't, though we can bring them back into the EU. If you have a look at nations, we can actually have a look. So you can see which members are part of unions. We can also see the richest nations and a bunch of other stuff. The more nations we control within the alliance block of the EU, the better for us. So what we're going to do is going to grab our scientist, and I think my strategy is going to be trying to go for France, because if we get access to France, we get access to the nuclear weapons, okay? And we also gain access to their boost capability and their pretty advanced economy overall. We need to gain control of all these different things here. So 4 control points, trade unions, mass media, legislature, and then the executive, which eventually gives us access to nuclear weapons. So what we're going to do is going to take our science. So this is our scientist right now, but we're going to need to just unpause the game, and then we should get the assignments. There we go. So we want to gain control of territories around the target, because rich nations are hard to gain control of. They're hard to coerce and gain power. So if we look at control nation right now, you can see the percentage chances. So poorer nations, so you can see the size of the national economy. Poorer nations is easier than less rich nations. So we have a scientist, and the scientist is not too good at persuasion. So what I'm going to do is begin looking at the wreck. So this wreck over here. We're going to go explore the alien activity.
On the way to the target site.
So she will move all the way over, and she will investigate the alien wreckage, which is not in our territory, by the way. We then have our councillor here, who's our politician. He's got better persuasion, so he's got much better chances. So Portugal, the Benelux is definitely a region you want to control because that gives you some influence. We also want to control Spain because these are bordering countries. This region here, the Alpine states, could definitely be useful. If you have a look at the Alpine states, so that's Austria and Switzerland. So for some reason they're combined together in this game, but yeah. They have an advanced economy. They have a decent GDP, and that has a 40% success chance. We can expend resources to increase the chance, and that will give us one of these control points. So we can go for a lot of influence, but we don't really want to do that. While they are somewhat rich, the Benelux has this, which provides boost, and they are an overall richer nation to control, with a core economic region behind them, but we got a smaller chance. So we're just going to try and build up some control. I'm going to go for a 63% chance, a 70% chance for influence we'll spend.
Establishing our presence.
And we'll try and get control of them, and then we'll try and control nations around France to get a control of France itself. So those are the two assignments. We can also increase public support, but we're going to need councillors for that. So let's have a look at some councillors we may be able to recruit. And again, these councillors are basically how you do everything, so to speak. They are how you do your actions. So the more councillors you have, the more stuff you can do. And that's, it's kind of your action points. So we have a rebel here, so you can see kind of missions they can do. We want someone who can do control points, who can get access to control points, control nation here, which is good. And we want someone who has good persuasion. So we have a prosperous, this gives us some income, and an agitator. Not too great. You also have some good loyalty. You're a bit expensive though, so we're not really going to look at you. Let's have a look. We want admin. I like this professor guy. He's got control nation, turn councillor, he's inspire. He's averse, so cannot perform missions in nations with secure 6.0 or higher. Yeah, you can't. They're going to have good security then. Yeah, not really what I want. Let's look at this politician then. Brazen, a lot of influence gain. Veteran is a unifier. Oligarch, so that'll be good in our region of the area where we're going for. Got some good admin, but you're expensive. We can't recruit you, really. Enemy of the state. Well, you're coming from Egypt, if I can see that correctly. Yeah, Egypt. You're extremist. Where education. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Crew, +1 security, agitator. You can't control states, so there's no use in getting you. So we'd have to look at like one of these guys. What about you? Eminent. -2 pariah. Home nation is Egypt. That's fine by me. Control nation, influence, espionage. Not great. I think we'll have to go for you. Let me check some of these nations, right? So if we look at, like, France, you have a military. So, 2.0 subversion. You have a military of 4.3. So I think she should be fine for now. Yeah, I think she'll be fine for now. So we'll recruit her. With a military strength of 6.0 or higher. So we will recruit for 30 influence, which is what we spend over here. And we are going to get her on side. So if we go over to here, we can have her control nation. We're just gonna try. The Czech Republic is okay there. We get decent control odds throughout. But obviously we have a lower control odds here because we'll be trying. We want to try and get a border nation if possible. So let's go for the Benelux. I'm going to invest quite a bit of influence into this. Let's invest quite a bit. That's a lot. Let's throw out a 22%.
Bringing them on board.
See what we can get. And yeah, that's our assignments done. So we're going to confirm those assignments. And the game kind of works, not really in a turn-based system, but we pause and then it's kind of not really real time. It's somewhat simultaneous, I guess. You have phases and periods of time. So yeah, there's not much else I want to do because we don't control anything. So we're just going to start the game and we're going to start moving on. The lines you see here are the stations in orbit. So obviously we have Tangong and then we also have the International Space Station. And the United Nations Security Council has met. The UN Security Council has met to discuss the alien arrival. Unfortunately, the hoped for show of international unity did not materialize. Who would expect that to happen? China, Russia, and the United States all hate each other. Yeah, that's kind of expected. So what we can do is we can kind of gain some influence by being like, hey, we're here, or we can remain in the shadows. If we remain in the shadows, we have less chance for other factions to screw with us. If we don't, we can gain some influence and benefits. I'm going to keep us in the dark for now.
We believe we can join them as brothers and sisters.
Looks like the Academy...
If we only convince them we are worthy.
Yeah, looks like the Academy decided to reveal themselves in comparison to us. We did not. So if we take them over, we can kind of see where the Academy's decided what they want. And they've kind of shown some of their information, their resources. Their goal was to convince the aliens that we're equals. So they are not, so to speak, friends with the aliens, but they don't want to outright get rid of them or resist them. So they're not great friends with us, but they're not too much of an issue either way. So we're going to keep turning the time over. And again, we are going to be investigating that alien wreck, and then we're also going to be investigating all these other things. So if we have a look here, that'll be done on the 6th of October, which is when a lot of stuff should be done. One humanity. The growing realization that we are not the sole sapient species in the universe is causing many to see their fellow humans in a new light, leading to the hope that we can overcome our capacity for strife to address the aliens. So this increases cohesion, and cohesion you can find over here. Where is it? So cohesion right here. Higher cohesion means you're better at defending yourself. Medium is okay at research, and a low is just really bad. So there you go. That's increased the cohesion of a lot of these different states. And we're going to give an achievement down there. We investigated the alien activity. And we've learned some useful information. So if we go over to Burkina Faso...
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
We've gained 20 influence and we gained 20 science research, which is fantastic. And we also gain access to alien signatures project when it becomes available. So let's actually have a look at the research. So what is the research in this game? Well, it's different. So we have global and kind of national research. Well, not really national, but think of it national. It's the research that we do and the research that everyone does. So you have these various different projects. And right now we're researching that these three things are on the agenda. The different factions all research collectively on these different researches. Some you can provide no research, you can provide lots of research. And we are providing various amounts of our research to these if we want to. We can also not, and we can focus on our audience research down here. Council research project, this is a research that we're taking, and this is just for us. So right now these researches are not very good, and we don't really need to worry about them. So what I'm going to focus our tech tree on, and we can see the tech tree here. I wish Aurora had this. Big tech tree. Big tech tree. We're going to take away this, so we'll keep it at 1, I guess, but we're going to go into Skywatch, because we want to know about the aliens. We want to know what they're doing. That's important. We also gain a 15% bonus, because one of our counselors is really good at this research. And we can see that they're contributing here, and we can see which factions are contributing the most to these different researches, which is really cool. And let's start going along. I believe, yeah, we didn't gain control yet. We are going to try and gain control of this. This is the safer option. If we can get Benelux, that'd be fantastic. Yes, now we do have the project available. So we're going to go into our research and development. We're going to change. We're going to go to alien signatures. We're going to begin research of that. We'll get that underway where we can.
We've got our people in place.
We have managed to do it in the Alpine states. Fantastic. So we've gained control. However, we do see in Berlin that the Humanity First has gained control of the trade unions in Germany. So this is not the worst for us. We're closer to them aligned. So it's not... I'm not too worried about that. If we look over across the globe, we can kind of see where nations may have started to do things. So over here, we see that the Academy has done some stuff in Japan. So they have control of Japan, at least 1 point. And if we look over to the US, I would imagine there is some control being applied over here. Looks like we haven't revealed anyone else yet. But no, we've gained control of the Alpine states. So what does this mean? Well, we've gained control of the trade unions, and this is providing us... we've gained control of the mass media, my bad. This provides us with investment points. It also provides us with funding. It provides us with additional science per month and also some boost capacity. So the Alpine states at the moment it's not very popular with us at the moment. It's mainly focused on cooperating with the aliens, but we've gained control of this, and this means we can kind of set how their economy is going to be. So really, we don't care about the army, and you can kind of see the percentages here. One sec, I'm going to just disable that click button because it is really annoying. Okay, and we're back. So yeah, we can control the economy here. So what these do different things. We don't really care about a spaceflight program in the Alpine states at the moment. It's not something that I'm too concerned about. I want to probably set up Benelux as my mission control area. So mission control is kind of well, the great thing is this game's got a lot of two-steps. Account for staff and technical apparatus you need. Allows us to makes it easier for us to see space assets. Makes you know, if we have insufficient, we have problems, basically. We need to be able to support the amount of, like, operations we have in space, like space stations or things like that. And to do that, we need mission control. So the Benelux, we're going to probably do for that. Over here, we don't need an army. We don't need funding. So funding's for us. So funding, like, is what we get, basically, from the faction, from the nation. Spoilers is corruption. We're going to get rid of that. We are going to... If you look at the unity... Unity's on the up, so cohesion's good. So we don't need to invest in that. We're going to get rid of the military. I'm going to remember we're also dealing with the other sides of it. We are going to focus on... I'm going to say knowledge, because this is a advanced education. So they have good education. The only information age... Yeah. We want to get this science up where we can. We're going to keep the economy like that. We're going to try and boost... see if we can get this down. Yeah, so 34% on research. Try and get research up. And then let's continue the game. And yeah, this is kind of how it's going to go. So, okay, we can select a management team. And this will give us a bonus to what we want to do. So this increases our monthly income, research income. This will give us influence. I'm going to go for influence, I think, because that's going to be very, very important to get what we want. So that did improve. And unfortunately, we did fail in the Benelux. And every week, we'll be able to reassign the assignments. And there we go. We do get to do that again now. So we have this council over here. We can advise. So we can advise and gain benefits, but that costs us influence. Or we can control a nation. So right now, we have control over the Alpine states. If we go over here, we can see that by having control in neighbors, we gain... we gain percentage chance, and we have to kind of deal with the problem is the enemy economy, not the enemy economy, the nation's economy we're trying to deal with. By having more people around them that support us, as stated, we gain more support overall. France and the UK and kind of Germany are the three major players, and you want to be controlling these kind of factions. So what we're going to do is we don't really have a good percentage chance in a nearby nation, because this isn't really a nearby nation, so to speak. We do have these, benefits. We could try and look for Germany. I'm going to throw in like we can throw in like a 19% chance over here. Get them doing something.
This place in no time.
And then we can also look at controlling nation over here. So we've got a 9% chance over here. Over here, we have a 40% chance. We want to get the Alpine states as much as possible because that will also boost our control. But over here, we want to as well. We're going to go for a 50% chance. Try and get improvements in the Benelux so that we can go over into France. And we also, of course, have this individual. We have a very good chance over here because we are ethical, which is not a great bonus, but it does increase our chance to be able to do things. We could look at Spain. But I think we need to just try and get Austria and the Alpine states under our control as much as we can. So we're going to invest 2 influence into that for 50% chance of control.
No time.
And then, yeah, you've got control operation as well. So we have you doing a 31%. Yeah, you both doing 31%. Which should be fine. You are, yeah, control 50%.
Taking control.
Good. Confirm the assignments. And that's good for us. Now, are there any new recruits we can get for these roles? We're getting a lot of influence people. I would like someone who can do crackdowns. So control nation, set public campaign. Crackdowns is basically you're attacking other factions. Admin is also good. You have a lot of command capability. Command is combat operations, but I don't really care for that right now. Admin's what I want, so I think we'll just save up the influence for now. Though we are missing out on like gaining stuff by not having. The question is, do we save or do we not? Let's have a look. So you're a rebel, extremist, rebel over here. You have decent espionage. I do like the espionage. You can purge. You can do a coup d'etat. You can assassinate. You can do a bunch of different things. Wow, that's a lot less few XP. That's fantastic. That's security, undercover. You're a survivor, fireband. Plus 2 persuasion in countries where it's 6 or less. -1. So you're not great at persuasion. Criminal. You give us some influence. I mean, you're decent. Definitely. You would be great at espionage. I think we'll recruit you as an espionage individual. And then with you... Oh, we already confirmed the assignment, so we'll just start incrementing along then. Oh, I'm using the word increment. Well, can we assign you? No, we can't. Yeah, we gotta wait. But yeah, we're gonna try and get control of these different nations and then gain control of their resources, which then benefit us up here, which is the most important thing. We don't have much boost, which we want. But if we can get control of the Benelux, we'll gain this mission control. And then also if we gain control of France, we gain a lot of stuff. Oh, beautiful. We gain control of the Alpine states by 1. Then we have another resolve on the Alpine states, but we did just gain control then of their legislature. That gives us some additional power, some additional research and whatnot. So, and we can begin to adjust the spoils. So we're going to make sure that there's no military. I mean, it's the Austrian, it's Austrian Switzerland. It's not like building an army is not really what I want you for. Your knowledge, your welfare situation does need to be improved somewhat. Otherwise, you're going to get annoyed in terms of your equality. So our inequality at the moment is pretty high. Well, not really high, but it's increasing. So we're going to keep the, keep our welfare okay. Go for this, and then we'll also gain control of this area and get rid of the military, get rid of the spoils, all that stuff. And then
our supporters are in place. Yes,
we gain control of Benelux. So control point in Benelux. So we gain control of the mass media. And we want to start getting some popularity within these nations if possible, because having popularity for other factions is a risk. And, oh, that's not good. So looks like we've just had France has now got the Protectorate and the Initiative controlling that, which is not great at all. Yeah, that's not what we want. If we have a look across the globe as well now, we see that the Protectorate is not the Protectorate, the Academy's over here. And these are, again, the different factions. And the Academy's also in Canada, so they might be going for the United States. This is a problem. We want to gain control of France, and we can't allow them to gain control of it, because that'll give them their nuclear weapons. France has 3 nuclear weapons, or 3 strategic barrages, not really nuclear weapons, but strikes that they can do. So we are going to try and hopefully deal with that.
We were unable to establish control.
Ooh, we did lose some public opinion. That was unfortunate. We will try and crack down and see what we can do against them. So they've gained control of... If we go over to Paris here. So if we have a look at the improvements. So the Academy's not here, though. It's quite low support for these two guys. So this is the Initiative and the Protectorate. So if we can look at... we've got a good chance for increasing unrest. And that would allow us to do a coup. How much would it take for a coup d'etat in South? Not good at all, because they're a democracy. Yeah, no way. But if we did a purge, we can't do that because of the size of the economy. Protect target, no. We can look at increasing unrest, because their cohesion is not the best. we could definitely look at increasing unrest, and we have the ops available for that. Making coups, I think we do that because we need to get them out of Paris. We need to get them out of France in general. So I'm going to have him increase unrest. And basically, if you coup, which I can explain over here, if you coup d'etat, it overthrows the government and resets the control point. So it will reset all these control points. We do not want to allow them to gain control of France, because France is going to be a very big and very important nation. So we still don't have fully control of the Alpine states. So we can look at getting some success. Now, UI scientists, so you're not too good at doing this kind of control. We may need to do a slower effort and try and get, like, Spain. We could try and go for the Northern Baltic states, because that would gain us more pressure onto Italy. And Italy would then give us pressure onto you. So we'll go for...
bringing them on board.
We will go for the Northern Balkan states.
Where to?
You have a public campaign. We can crack down on these, but we've got very low percentage chance. We're just going to keep trying to get more success rolling. So I'm going to keep... I'm going to just go for a 31%. Nah, let's spend 2. That gives us a 50% chance.
In no time.
Acknowledged.
And I'm also then going to go for another control mission on the Alpine states. Once we get that fully under control, that'll be fine. We can build that up. But we need to get in control of France, mainly. And I think that's everyone. Yeah, everyone is doing their missions. We can see over here, which is very useful. And then let us start going along. So we'll be waiting for another week, because it's October right now, 2022. We are getting some influence, which is nice. Global public opinion is what we're getting. Also, councillors and then faction headquarters. We gain a daily income of 1.
The government remains stable.
Okay, that's unfortunate. We didn't lose him, at least. That's good. And again, we're going to be waiting for the 21st here to gain control points.
We're taking over.
There we go. We now have control of the Benelux, the second control point. So we can begin to modify this. So we don't really want a military. I do not want funding increases. I don't want spoils. We want to go for mission control. The spaceflight program's actually okay. Because you have this, which is the European Space Research and Technology Center. Mission control, I think, is going to be the main place that I want to get through. But we might have to go for something else. Welfare's okay for now. Get rid of the army. Knowledge is fine. You have low inequality. Cohesion's okay. You're an advanced economy. You are losing some democracy score. You're generally peaceful. Yeah, keep the welfare. That's fine. We will focus on knowledge. We'll go 1. So that's 15% there. The economy. Go 1 here. And then we'll go... 25%, that's fine. I think that's okay. But no, we've gained control of that, which is really nice. Enemy Councillor in the Seoul region. Yes.
We failed to take control.
Failed to take control, unfortunately.
We were unable to establish
Also failed to take control. Yeah, this is that's not great. Okay, so far they haven't done anything there. Though Germany, we do have humanity first and now the initiative. We need to try and get public opinion up, I think. Inspire, we can do Control Nation. Finish off the Benelux. That gives us 50%. Yeah, do control.
Acknowledged.
Yeah, you can increase unrest. We can't do a coup d'etat. But we can try and do a purge on an enemy. Just try and do increase unrest. I'm not going to spend any ops points on you. But just increase unrest.
Bring it all down.
Control
Ready
Nation.
for my mission.
Let's just throw one out here. Oh, you're not great. Yeah, just do Control Nation over here because we have control points and neighbors, so this gives us a decent benefit. So
taking control.
And then
At your service.
Crackdown. We can't do a crackdown, but we're going to keep trying to go for... And my goal is just trying to get control of as many European countries as possible. Get the big players and then use their nuclear weapons, use their power to try and beat out some of the other factions. Now, something I've learned from watching other people is you don't want to allow the nations to gain control of nuclear weapons. Funnily enough. So we actually have a look over here. The Protectorate, so Project Exodus, they have gained control of North Korea, and North Korea has 1 nuclear barrage. That's unfortunate. But it's not the worst. What we don't want people to gain control of is Russia and America, because those 2 nations have enough nuclear weapons to wipe out the planet. And that's obviously a concern when they are able to do that, and they may be against us in terms of what we want to accomplish.
It has always been true that we must
that's
be
Project
greater
Exodus.
if our species is.
And we can... And they've also started to do stuff in Italy. That's unfortunate. But they are contesting these rounds. It's going to be a lot of contestations. We're going to have to get some people who can probably crack down on this. But no, we'll just keep going along here. As the
Long live the revolution!
There we go. So we have managed to actually get some subversion, which is good, and hopefully we can then make use of that in the future. Now, I haven't seen much of effect of it in what games I've watched.
We've
of
gained
this.
significant support.
Ah, great. We now have full control of the Benelux, including their executive. And that means we have control of all of these areas. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do the exact same thing I did over here. And get rid of this. So we're just going to turn this down. So this gets us decent welfare. The oligarchs don't like that we are not being corrupt. But that's fine by me. We're mainly focused on getting mission control points out. If we look at the economic situation, we have low inequality. Inequality is lowering, which is good. Research is going down. We're going to try and get the unrest down as well, because unrest negatively affects these modifiers. But for now, that's
Mission is a
fine.
no-go.
We had to abort a control mission,
Our
unfortunately.
supporters are
We
in place.
Did manage to get one over here. I don't really care about the Northern Balkan states, so what I'm going to do is get rid of all of these. Don't really care about the welfare. We'll get rid of the military. And I will focus on spoils, I think. Get spoils up. Yeah, focus on trying to get some of that money. That'll give us a lot of money instantly. I don't, because I'm probably going to just abandon this region. I don't really care about it at all. No offense to the Balkans, people who live in the Balkans, but you don't even have like a single nation here. Undefended enemy control point in Germany is vulnerable. Ooh, which is that? That's interesting to me.
Ready for orders.
Purge. We can, so purge. I mean, this doesn't look like it. Coup d'etat. Can't really establish coup d'etat in France, unfortunately. Sabotage facilities, increase unrest. We could look at increasing unrest. We can look at a purge, because these are defended, it looks like. Can't do over. It looks like initiative's trying to grab Italy. I'm going to probably have to let them. We've also got Humanity First over in the UK. Protect target, surveil location, sabotage. If we increase unrest further, we can look at a coup d'etat. What is the cause problems with coup d'etat right now in this nation? Size of national economy. National unrest. Yeah, there's no way we're going to be able to get that, I think. Yeah, no way. No way. Even if we added all those points, it's just too big of a problem. We can set a policy such as engaging war. Let's do... We can't really increase unrest. Let's protect the Benelux.
On guard.
And then
I'm
let's
here.
gain control. Yeah, we can't gain control of the legislature. They've kind of locked that down, unfortunately. West Germany's would probably be a good idea. But yeah, unfortunately, we've kind of lost that ability. I'm going to spend some influence to try and get some... No, actually, just stay where you are, to be honest. Let's spend the
Bringing them to
influence,
our
get control
side.
of that area, and then we can
Where do you
move
need
on.
me?
We can increase support. We can crack down. So if we look at a crackdown... no, not really. I'm going to try and get... I'm going to spend influence, and I'm going to try and go for some
We'll bring
rolls
this
on
nation to our
France.
side.
That's what we will
Reporting
do.
in. Putting our people
Try
in
and
place.
get some control in France. And then for this councillor, we have another control. We're just going to try and brute force that. Survey location. I would like to know who is that there. Because there is an agent, an enemy agent there. You can see by the little demarked. Set national policy. 100%. Surveil location. Let me have a look at... should we? Set national policy. Advise. Control nation. I think... I mean, we want to control this. We could probably get Germany pretty easily. I think we might have to switch to Germany before we get over here. So I'm going to do control
Bringing
nation
them
on
to our
this. And
side.
we can maybe then go for Hamburg. They have control of these two, but we'll have to see. The problem is they've just swooped in immediately. Okay. Confirm assignments and start
Defending
going.
the VIP.
There we go. Good. You're protecting.
The trick is not to look directly
And
at
we've got
what you're
global
trying to see.
research. So this allows
Or
us to
set your
track
focal
alien
point somewhere to the
vessels.
side of where you think you notice the movement. At night, the center of your vision doesn't
Very nice
work
voice
as well
acting.
as during the day. I won't try to explain the science.
So we've detected an alien fleet. Okay, this is a big deal. So we've basically pointed our telescopes and we found an alien fleet. Take me to that so we can see. They're on the way to low Earth orbit right now. This is Victor 1. So let me go over to ships. Show all fleets. So Victor 1, we found 2 different fleets of the aliens. This one is going over. So we found this sea flower-like vessel. We don't really know anything about it. It's 5,500 tons, we're approximating. We have no idea about weapons, but that's going to arrive in low Earth orbit on the 2nd of February, 2023. And then we've also got Victor 1, which is going to arrive on the 21st of November, 2022. So in 19 days. If we have a look at the solar system over here, we can kind of see where these fleets are. So with Victor 2 and Victor 1, these 2 different fleets, they're heading straight into the inner solar system, which is not good at all for us. But they may crash land, we will see. Alright, I think that's where I'll leave the episode off. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. It really does help me out. And I'll see you guys next time. Really cool game, and I'm looking forward to playing more of it. I'm probably going to get my ass kicked, but we will see. Goodbye.